Good morning, and welcome to World in 5, your trusted source for comprehensive coverage of today's most pressing events.
In China, you can travel 6 miles in a driverless taxi for just about 50 cents. Self-driving cars, known as robotaxis, are being offered at extremely low prices in Wuhan, a vast city with over 11 million residents in central China. Wuhan aims to become the world's first driverless city, even though these vehicles often face challenges navigating the streets. We have Shelby reporting on this.
"You'll never have to buy a car," said a passenger in one of the white robotaxi sedans in a video that has garnered over 80 million views on the Chinese social media platform Weibo since last week. The fleet of 500 vehicles operating in Wuhan is managed by Apollo, a division of the Chinese tech giant Baidu, BIDU. These robotaxis serve an area covering roughly half of Wuhan's population, according to a company release from May. One of the key attractions is the low price. Base fares start as low as 4 yuan, 55 cents, compared to 18 yuan, $2.48 for a human-driven taxi, as reported by state media Global Times. Back to you, John.
Thanks for that update.
The brownish, once polluted river scene in Paris might not be the city's most glamorous feature, but Chase is aiming to make it a star during the 2024 Summer Olympics, which officially begin next Friday in the French capital. We have Anthony reporting on this.
Alongside credit card company Visa, Chase is unveiling a floating lounge on the Seine exclusively for holders of its premium Chase Sapphire Reserve card. This lounge is a small part of the extensive efforts by companies to make their mark during the 2-week sporting event. Paris 2024 organizers are projected to generate around $1.3 billion in sponsorship revenue from a diverse range of domestic partners, including companies like Accor and LVMH, as well as international sponsors such as Coca-Cola and Omega Watches. Notably, Anheuser-Busch InBev is making history as the official beer sponsor for the Olympics, with a non-alcoholic brew leading the way. At Chase's floating lounge, guests will enjoy fine French cuisine, live entertainment featuring DJs and bands, and a unique view of Paris designed to capture the envy of Instagram followers. This initiative is part of Chase's effort to highlight the exclusivity of the Sapphire Reserve card and is one of its most extravagant expansions of its luxury lounge concept, which is typically seen at airports. Back to you, Bella.
Thanks for that update.
Sin Carranza works tirelessly to buff, clean, wax, and scrub Disneyland floors starting at midnight, ensuring that guests arriving the next morning feel as though no one has been there before them. However, after her shifts near the gleaming Sleeping Beauty castle, Carranza faced a stark reality. For about 4 months last year, she had no choice but to home in her car because her wages, combined with earnings from 2 other jobs, were insufficient to cover the cost of renting a place with a bed. We have Jensen reporting on this.
Efforts to negotiate better wages and working conditions for Carranza and thousands of other Disneyland employees have become contentious. On Friday, thousands of workers overwhelmingly voted to authorize a potential strike, marking the first such vote at Disney's original resort in 40 years. With the vote now passed, the decision to strike rests with union leadership. To date, Disneyland Park cast members made their voices heard by voting to authorize the Disney Workers' Rising Bargaining Committee to call for a strike to protest unfair labor practices by 99%, said UFCW Local 324 in a statement. "We stood up and showed Disney that we won't sit by and allow them to intimidate, surveil, and unlawfully discipline cast members for exercising their rights." Back to you, John.
Thanks for that update.
Years ago, Starbucks was a place where people would spend hours relaxing and socializing. Today, many locations have become primarily takeout counters, with few patrons lingering inside. We have Alana reporting on this.
Under the leadership of Howard Schultz, Starbucks cafes were envisioned as a third place between work and home, spaces where people could unwind in plush armchairs, connect with friends, and enjoy their surroundings. In a 1995 profile, Schultz described this vision. "If you look at the landscape of retail and restaurants in America, there is such a fracturing of places where people meet. There's nowhere for people to go. So we created a place where people can feel comfortable." This concept of Starbucks as a third place became ingrained in the company's identity. The aim was to create a welcoming atmosphere with comfortable seating, soothing jazz music, and the inviting aroma of freshly brewed coffee. Baristas, as Starbucks calls its employees, personalized the experience by handwriting customers' names on their drink orders. Back to you, Bella.
Thanks for that update.
Thanks for tuning in to World in 5 for your daily dose of news and updates. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on breaking stories and insightful analysis.